After a wonderfully entertaining game last night, the Nats trying to win a series against the Angels. They're still the second wild card team in the American League. The Nats unprecedented now, 25 games over 500, and one of their largest leads in the history of the franchise, at least for the Nats this year, their largest margin ahead of Miami. So a guy named Howie keeps showing us how to do it, and it's been a lot of fun because we knew he was kind of, as you said, an under-the-radar pickup, but he's at the top of the radar now.
Yeah, we're going to show you how he did it. I mean, he's been fun to watch lately. The walk-off grand slam, the first grand slam of his career, bottom of the 11th Sunday. We were here all day. Everybody was ready to go home. As soon as he hit in the air, you said, all right, drive home safely, everybody. You thought it was a sac fly. It turned out to be his first career grand slam. And then how about last night? He's turned into must-see TV. Home run number 100 of his career last night. And this is his first multi-home run game, since April of 2014. There's number 101. So 2 home runs and 141 at-bats with Philadelphia. 4 home runs in 44 at-bats with the Nats, where he's hitting .375 so far.
Last 3 starts, 7 for 12, a double, the 3 homers, the 9 RBIs. He's hitting homers at a pace the Phillies probably can't believe because he didn't come anywhere close to that with them, but now he's a Nat hitting it out of the park. Hopefully keeping it in the park is Tanner Roark. Second half guy, right? We've been talking about that for several weeks. 3-1 in his last 5 games, 2.97 the ERA, and they're hitting under $1.90. Tanner Roark at 9-7 wants to become the Nats' next double-digit winner. And speaking of winners, a chance for another series here before the Nats head out on the road. By PNC Bank for the achiever in you. It's a hot day. A little cloud cover here and there, bright sunshine right now. It's going to be a smoker on the field. Angels and the Nats in game 2. 87 degrees at game time, humidity up a little bit. Going to be steamy, the ball could be flying, and we'll have more on that in the bottom of the first inning. The Angels, only the Red Sox have hit fewer home runs in the American League. They're 13th in runs and 12th in batting average. C.J. Cron is a big bat, 381 recently, 372 over the last 11 ball games, and he's on an RBI tear as well. He's a big bat in the lineup at first base with Albert Pujols getting the day off. Tanner Roark's second career appearance against the Angels.
I see the arsenal for Tanner. Fastball average at 92, slider, curveball change to complement that. 3-1 with a 2.97 and 4 post All-Star break starts with a 188 average against.
First up, the former Nat, and a strike to Ben Revere. Underway, right on time at 1:05. Ben Revere struggled mightily as a Nat. He was hurt right from opening day here. And for the Angels, pretty good lately. .316 over his last 32 games. Batting average sitting at .251. Ended up hitting just .217 for Washington last year. Tanner Roark had him way out ahead. 1-2.
Since the All-Star break, Tanner's striking out 45% of the first batters he's faced in an inning. So here we go, 1-2. Can he strike out Ben Revere?
Interesting stat for a guy who's not a big strikeout pitcher.
Right.
Lobaton moving inside. He jams Ben Revere out to right center. Michael A. Taylor is going to make the final call and take it next to Howie Kendrick.
Nats defense today behind Tanner, Lynn, Taylor, Kendrick the outfield. The Nats have used 12 outfielders this season. Defoe, Rendon left side, Murphy, Zimmerman right side, and Jose Lobaton day game after night game.
Yeah, somebody brought that number up to Dusty over the weekend. He was stunned when he heard he had used 12 outfielders.
Yeah,
he said, I had no idea.
Saw it before the game today. I was stunned. I guess they've all filled in so nicely, it really doesn't seem like 12.
It has seemed seamless. Strike to Andrelton Simmons. Mike Trout was in the number 2 spot last night. He's behind Simmons here. Andrelton 9th in the league with 131 hits, American League. Only Elvis Andrus of the Rangers more hits as a shortstop. Jerry Davis, the crew chief, 36 years in the big leagues, has the plate. Rob Drake, Pat Hoberg, and Tony Randazzo first, second, and third. Simmons at 298.02. Had to swing. It was close enough.
Got the run back fastball going early. Always a key to Tanner Roark's starts. I was looking at his average against from last year to this year. The biggest difference is the changeup. League hitting .268 against his changeup this year. They hit .155 against that pitch last year.
So Simmons' Nationals numbers and his numbers against Roark just 2 for 17. Way outside, 2-2. Nationals pitching staff a chance for the first time in about 3 months to get the staff ERA under 4 runs a game. It's sitting right at 4.00 today. Swing and a miss, and there's the changeup.
Well, everything pretty much away in the sequence. You're seeing, you know, outer third on pitch cast, but all those pitches were backdoor sinkers. It started off the plate and came back, and now he goes change up in, and anytime a hitter sees what looks like a fastball, then he saw fastball there all the way. Nice pitch.
Gio and company did a good job on Mike Trout last night. He had a single in 3 trips, a walk in the first inning. That was erased on a double play ball, and Roark bolting one to the outside edge. Trout, since coming off the DL, .350 in 27 games. And that took place when the Nats were in Anaheim just under a month ago. Nice hook.
And Mike Trout saying that he's fouling off pitches that he should be putting into play since he's come off the DL. He's hitting .347 with 21 runs, 7 homers, and he's not happy with it. Saying there's pitches he should be handling and he's fouling back or missing. I guess that's why he's Mike Trout. .478 on base percentage since coming off the DL. It's pretty good.
Yeah. Angels get 6 more weeks of him. If he stays healthy, they've got a great chance to get into that wild card. Swing and a miss on a nasty curveball, down and away. Tanner Roark gets the fly ball on the leadoff guy after jamming him, and then goes Simmons and Trout swinging and missing. It's 275, runs 631, home runs 175. Throwing this lineup out there against Ricky Nolasco. Daniel Murphy has 8 career hits against him right now. In that batting race, Murphy hanging in there. 322, 4th in all of baseball, 3rd in the National League. Just 1 click behind Charlie Blackmon. Jose Lobaton gets a start today. Ricky Nolasco's been out of the National League since 2014, but some of the Nats have seen quite a bit of him in his career.
There's the Arsenal fastball 91, slider, curveball, change to complement the heater. 5 earned runs on 7 hits over 5 innings last start at Seattle on Friday. Struck out 3 Mariners through 79 pitches, 48 for strikes.
So you have a guy who gives up a ton of home runs against the best home run hitting team in the other league. Inside, and it's 1-1 to Howie Kendrick.
30 on the year, tied for most in baseball. Well, heads up right here. He's been locked in. 2 home runs last night. The walk-off grand slam against the Giants on Sunday.
2-1 pitch. Chopped down, hit his foot, and the count's even.
2 home runs in 141 at-bats with the Phillies. 4 in 44 at-bats with the Nats.
Well, maybe he's got a little more protection in this lineup, but he sure is swinging it, no matter who's in front of him or behind him. 2-2, nobody out. Had him reaching up the middle. Caleb Cowart for the first out.
The Halos defense today behind Ricky Nolasco, revered Trout, Calhoun the outfield, Simmons, Valbuena left side, Cowart, Crone right side, and Juan Gratterall behind the plate. So Ricky Nolasco's ERA with Martin Maldonado 5.07 and with Juan 3.47. Probably why he's catching it.
Wilmer Defoe's still at this stage where he's seeing a lot of pitchers for the first time. Got a base hit last night to extend that hitting streak to 10 games. 13 for 37. And this one popped up left side. Luis Valbuena over by the dugout, and it seemed like he could reach down the steps, but it was a very late stab. Almost as if he lost sight of it. The sun is right up behind home plate.
Yeah, you have to believe he didn't see that. Look at his sunglasses. They're all lit up, right? So he checks where he's at. don't know if he was afraid of falling down the stairs or didn't see the baseball, but that hit right on the first step.
Off speed, and it's 1-2.
You just get a chance to play, especially the type A guys like Wilmer. You know, you're a bench guy, you come in for one at bat, you're trying to save the world and hit a 5-run home run, and now you play every day. The game starts slowing down. You're used to what you used to do in the minors. I mean, we saw him as a bench player. He get a spot start here, spot start there. And, you know, he's a guy that likes to play with his hair on fire, and now he's playing every day and he's slowing down.
Yeah, and look who are the leaders in hits this month. Up there with Howie at 15 hits. So the Nats last 6 games. Look at the ERA. That's why the staff ERA is plunging. And Defoe has an 11-game hitting streak. He's going to round the bag hard. That's a great arm out there in Cole Calhoun. Wilmer Defoe seems to be taking care of that hitting streak early in ball games lately.
It's a good at bat. Fouled off some tough pitches. Finally got one he can handle. Down and in. Just drops the barrel on it. And as a tribute to Felipe Alou, who used to say it every day, there goes the no-hitter. First thing you got to take care of, and today it was Wilmer. Nice swing.
14 for 38. Now hitting around 350 in his last 34 games. Amazing. Here's Murphy. He took care of some things early last night too. Hits his first 2 times up, getting him to 136 on the year. Tied with DJ LeMahieu for 6th best in the league. Oh-2 on the check swing.
Oh, you don't see Daniel Murphy check swing very often, do you? I guarantee it's less than 5 times all year. Usually when he swings, he's sure.
Yeah, pick your month. 353 August. Murphy's been amazing every month. Career 8 for 31 against Ricky Nolasco. Defoe running, and Murphy hooks it foul.
We've seen Wilmer steal some bases, and he's a big fan of the small lead with the emphasis going towards second base rather than the big league where the emphasis is going back toward first base. So he likes to get that short lead and get a lean going into his jump. He had a good jump right there. Only 2 stolen bases off Nolasco this year. And 6 caught stealing, so pretty quick to the plate.
Ricky is 113 and 115 career. 304th start. He's had some first inning issues. Overall, the ERA 5.24. Murphy getting some good hacks here. Now they check Defoe, who's 5 out of 6 this year.
I'd rather have a base stealer thinking about second versus being uncomfortable with too big of a lead, thinking back to first.
He's running. Off-speed pitch way outside, and so is the throw by Juan Gratterall, the catcher. Wilmer Defoe 6 out of 7 now.
Because it's a mindset, right? If I have a comfortable lead and I'm not worried about getting picked off, mentally, I'm leaning already mentally towards second base, which gives me an extra step. And watch Defoe right there. Small lead, takes off, looks in, picked a good pitch to go on the off speed. So just the 3rd stolen base against Nolasco this year. Nice job.
Murphy spots the off speed. Now he's worked it to a full count. So we switch now to the runners in scoring position stat, where Daniel Murphy's at 422. Only Nolan Arenado at 431 is higher in the league.
It's pretty good. Think they even give him anything to hit here with first base open?
It's a good question. Ryan Zimmerman next. This will be out of play. Murphy being quite a pain for Ricky Nolasco here.
Well, he's getting a little something to hit here, 3-2, because there's 307 with 27 homers on deck. And that's kind of how this lineup's been all year. Everybody just protecting everybody. Bueno way off the bag.
Here comes pitch number 10. Fair ball, hugging the dirt down to C.J. Cron. Daniel Murphy had an 8-pitch at bat his first time up last night. So Ryan Zimmerman, who has faced Ricky Nolasco official at bats 53 times, steps in. 14 hits, 3 homers, 5 RBIs. So Ryan's gotten him several times, and Nolasco has struck out Ryan 14 times. When I see Zimmerman hitting against this guy, I think about 06. Marlins had Ricky Nolasco, Josh Willingham, Mike Jacobs, Hanley Ramirez. The Nats had Ryan Zimmerman, who was beaten out for Rookie of the Year by Hanley Ramirez. The Marlins were so loaded with young talent that year. That ball is loaded way out of here. See you later. Number 28 for Zimmerman, 85 RBIs. 2-0 Washington.
Exactly why Daniel Murphy got something to hit, 3-2 with first base open. So it's the righties that have been doing the damage against Nolasco over the last month.
31st homer he's given up. Ryan Zimmerman, 6 of his last 10 hits now have been doubles or home runs.
Yeah, righties have a 1233 OPS against Nolasco over the last month. So there's a good example. Ryan Zimmerman got a pitch to handle, 2-0.
What a year. That ball hit hard. Adam Lynn checks in with a base hit. He's making his 41st start today, and he's hitting up around 300 now in that time.
All right, check out the Tater, 432 feet at 2-0. Like a fastball right down the middle. Ryan caught it out front. Had the sound, had the trajectory, and had the launch angel. I've been waiting 2 days to say that. The launch angel.
I got you. Next up is Anthony Rendon in what's already a 26-pitch first inning for Ricky Nolasco. 11-7 career against the Nats in 23 games, 21 starts. Rendon 0 for 3 against him. 3 knocks last night. Now his batting average back up over 300, on base percentage 406.
We sat down to our scorecard, say I told you to get your see you later ready. Warm day game, Nats Park.
Yeah.
Guy's given up the most home runs in all of baseball. You figured there'd be a few taters.
And the 0-2 slider well outside. Brought to you by Jeep. Most home runs per 9 innings pitched all time. Single season. Worthy to note that 3 of the 7 pitchers listed here are pitching this year when a lot of people believe there's something going on with the ball. 1-2 with 2 outs.
Pretty good crowd. A lot of people taking an extended lunch break today. That is nice. 1 o'clock start on a Wednesday.
Yeah, the Nats trying to wrap up a 7-2 homestand here before they go to San Diego for 4, and then after an off day Monday, Houston for 3. And Rendon will pop it up. Caleb Cowart. Pardon me, C.J. Cron, first baseman, grabs it. And Ryan Zimmerman's big blast in the first inning after the Defoe base hit. And when Ryan hits him this year, they are no doubters. That's halfway up the seats, deep left center.
'50-16 when they score first. So let's check out the data again. Home run number 29 for Ryan Zimmerman. Statcast is powered by AWS. Give me some numbers. 107.7, 21.4 degree launch Angel, and 432 feet at 2-0. When he hits them, they stay hits. Ryan Zimmerman, ladies and gentlemen.
Big strong Cole Calhoun leads off bottom of the first, and then a guy who's even bigger and stronger after him, C.J. Cron. Calhoun batted down in the lineup last night, number 7 hole. Like Socha had Tyler Skaggs, his starter, batting 8th last night. Today it's Nolasco batting 9th. Calhoun .325 his last 25 games. Facing Tanner Roark for the first time. Hot shot. Murphy in right. To his left. Bounces up. And the throw is right on target. Daniel Murphy, because of his bat, not getting the credit he deserves for his glove.
You're right. I mean, he's made play after play after play like this year. So if you haven't seen Daniel Murphy in a while, he's settled at second base. You remember when he was at the Mets, he played third, he played first, he played second, all over the place. But with the Nats, he's just played second. He's worked real hard on his defense. And Dusty Baker has compared him to Jeff Kent, the guy that wasn't known for his defense, that played a real good second base for Dusty in San Francisco. Daniel Murphy has improved immensely over the last 2 years.
'27-year-old C.J. Cron. Big swing, and it's 0-2. Like he did in this series. Started game 2 out in Anaheim of that 2-game set, and after a Pujols walk, he had a monster home run against Gio Gonzalez. So he's on the rise as well.
Yeah, started out playing every day, got dinged up a little bit, wasn't producing, and went back to the minor leagues, came back, and kind of settling into that role now.
2-2 pitch. This one high in the air and slicing to the right of the pole. First rounder, 17th overall player taken 6 years ago out of the University of Utah. And there's Luis Valbuena waiting. Full count, 1 out. And a 2-hopper with some top spin right to Wilmer Defoe. Solid over there. 5 in a row for Tanner Roark to start the game. Mentioned this in the open, known as the second half guy. Career .274. Second best among active pitchers. All brought to you by Jeep.
He got the A stuff going today, whether it's the front hit fastball, the changeup, and the curve. He's got it all going on early.
Trying to become the Nats' 4th double-digit winner this year. That ball's really well hit. Taylor going back over his head, base of the wall, about 390 feet away. And Luis Valbuena got a big piece of that one. So now 12 of his last 16 hits extra bases, and the Angels have their first base runner.
Check out the pitch and the location. Not a bad pitch, down and away, and Valbuena just goes with it. And yeah, the ball is carrying her big time today after that swing. Wow. You had a feeling, right?
Yeah.
We talk about it all the time. When this place is, what, about 80 degrees or higher, it plays like Cincinnati or Colorado. And the other way, it's huge.
Ball stays in the air forever on days like this. Caleb Coward 0 for his last 11. Coward, pardon me. 15 for 51 in 19 games at the big league level this year. Tanner Roark with quite a curve on a 2-0 count. Mercedes-Benz on the pitch cast.
Sharp, late. And more importantly, down in the zone or below the zone.
This one popped up left side and playable for Anthony Rendon. On the foul ball, Tanner Roark out of the inning. He'll bat after Taylor and Lobatone, bottom of the second, 2-0 Nats. Maryland University College. Looking at some history, Matt Wieters, and this was earlier than Steven Strasburg signed his contract at a trading deadline. A few years later, went with the Orioles, $6 million bonus, 5th overall pick out of Georgia Tech. He was the 3rd Georgia Tech All-American in baseball after Jason Varitek and Nomar Garciaparra. Hit .359 career there. Was even a closer his first couple of years and had 16 saves. Gets to watch his buddy Jose Lobatone work today. Michael A. Taylor, a hot shot to short. Simmons, an outstanding shortstop, takes care of that.
That's $5,999,000 more than I got. So that's a nice.
Who was the better bargain, we're wondering?
He couldn't cash his bonus at a convenience store, so whatever.
So you went up to the check cashing store and it said, "Welcome, FP." There's Jose Lobatone, 2 for 3 career against Ricky Nolasco. Formerly, of course, of the Rays, and they were the natural rival of the Marlins, so he got to see this righty a time or two. Rips it. Not fooling anybody is Nolasco right now. C.J. Cron, 2 outs. That'll bring in Tanner Roark.
2017 Nats Plus memberships are on sale right now. You can save up to 30% off single game prices and receive guaranteed access to the 2018 Major League Baseball All-Star Game while enjoying the best member benefits package in all of baseball. Visit nationals.com/Nats Plus to join today.
Tanner Roark, 4 hits this year, 139 career batter. And against his counterpart here, Ricky Nolasco looking for a quick inning. 31 pitches in that 2-run first with 3 hits. 2-2. Swing and a miss. And a 1-2-3 on 9 pitches for Nolasco.
Recently about Tanner Roark focusing on the mental side of the game, working on breathing patterns while on the mound and focusing on the mental aspect to his craft. And at the risk of beating a dead horse, I talked to pitching coach Mike Maddox about that aspect, and he said that he's a big proponent of his pitchers thinking about the mental area. He said the game's played between the ears. He said everyone up here at this level has talent, but it's all about how you handle things mentally, how you handle the adrenaline, how you're able to focus and concentrate in tough spots. Maddox says when the talent level is even, it's the minds that win it. So he's huge on his pitchers, putting focus on the mental aspect, and loves guys that Tanner Roark has done so recently.
All right, Dan, with our Coons.com sideline report, over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. Yeah, and Tanner acknowledges the fact that he was a little below average by his standards in concentration factor first half. It's Juan Gratterall, the catcher. On the run, Wilmer Defoe, 1 pitch, 1 out, 3rd inning underway.
Well, it's what separates golfers on Saturday and Sunday in big tournaments. You know, all those guys can hit it within 5 feet, but when, you know, when the pressure's on and it's Sunday at a major and you're in one of the last groups, I mean, that's what separates those guys. And when you get to this level, the talent's pretty similar, minus a Mike Trout, a Bryce Harper, the guys that are the elite of the elite, and you know, the guys that are able to breathe deep, control their pulse, and just be an athlete out there with all that exterior stuff getting in the way are the ones that are successful. It's easier said than done, trust me.
Ricky Nolasco 0 for 4 with a walk this year with the bat. I remember him as a pretty good hitter with the Marlins, but very few at bats now the last 3.5 years. 134 career hitter. Tanner Roark, first 9 hitters, 7 first pitch strikes. He's got some action, as you mentioned, on that fastball today.
I was just looking up beating a dead horse, and I'm thinking to myself, who would want to beat a dead horse? And then it's a term for racing. When you come around the last turn and your horse doesn't have anything left and you crack the whip on it.
Okay.
Every time I've heard it, I'm like, why would you want to beat a dead man?
I like that
Just
connotation.
not very
a lot
nice.
better.
He's already dead. There's no reason to, but now I get it.
That's outside. And the pitcher draws a walk. First time through the order. Angels go 1 for 8 with a double and that base on balls.
Summer deals have arrived at the ballpark. Bring your family to a ball game with Nationals Family Fun Pack. That's presented by Harris Teeter. You can enjoy the ball game, a beer, Bud, and baseball. That's presented by Budweiser. Visit nationals.com/deals. So ball game, beer, I'm in.
Ben Revere, fly ball to center first time. Ball was out in the gap and Taylor called off Kendrick. Respecting his speed, Rendon even with the bag at third. Tanner got him the first time. Ben was 2 at-bats into his career with the Nats when he hurt his oblique at Turner Field, and he just was never able to get it going last year. Ended up playing just 103 games. Nats were looking to him as a good contact leadoff guy.
Nasty changeup right here. Haven't seen too many sliders from Tanner. It's been 2-seamer, curveball change so far. Probably break out the slider here second time around.
Close, and it's ball 2. Speaking of obliques, which no player wants to, but we will. That's why Yunel Escobar's not with the Angels right now. Former Nat who was starting for them. Hamstring problem earlier, on the DL right now since the 8th of August with a strained oblique. Right up the middle, speared by Roark. A bullet to Defoe. That's a great way to start a double play. 1-6-3. Top of the third is over as the Nats turn their 101st of the year.
How quick was this? Great feed on the money. Wilmer Defoe step on the bag and hose to first base. That was sweet. show you a big league double play and how fast the game moves at the highest level. So Ben Revere can fly, right? Tough guy to double up. Tanner Roark fields his position as well as anybody. Watch him get rid of this right on the money. A bullet to Defoe and a bullet to first. I mean, that's how quick the game moves at this level. Bip, bip, bip. You go to A ball, double A, triple A. They don't turn that on a consistent basis, and if they do, it's not this quick. But I liken it to the NFL all the time when you have all the 4-4s and 4-5s bunched on one team. That's what the Major League Baseball is. It moves quick, and that's a perfect example of a big league double play.
Top of the order, Howie Kendrick, bottom of the third. And I love it when the pitcher throws a fastball to those infielders. We see a lot of guys goose the ball or, you know, kind of lob it and try to place it. Tanner said, here it is, Defoe, all yours.
Well, that's confidence in your ability. That's all that is.
Front door, and Howie misses the third base bag by a foot or two. Longtime Angel, 9 years in that uniform. Wearing out right-handed pitchers right now. Yeah, look at all the lefties on that list. Front door on the curve, and it stayed in.
But he's got such a solid approach with his hands inside the baseball. Everything he's thinking is middle right center field. Tries to hit the ball through the second baseman. I mean, he'll pull it if you hang it, but his approach is the other way.
Yeah, we saw the best of both worlds last night. There's a two-hopper to Cowart, the second baseman. Five in a row for Ricky Nolasco since the Adam Lind first inning base hit. So here comes that guy again, Wilmer Defoe, with an 11-game hitting streak. Nat's longest streak of the year is also the National League's longest streak, 19 for Bryce from July 1st till the 27th.
And how good is the bench going to be when the Nats get back to full strength? You know, all these guys getting extended playing time. They're seeing pitching. They're putting a lot of games together. They're producing for Dusty Baker. Now all of a sudden you get Turner, Worth, Harper back, and these guys that have been playing go to the bench. They're still going to play because they play for Dusty Baker. But now when you ask them to win a game in the ninth, they got a good chance of putting barrel to baseball.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of discussion around here about who's going to be the bench for postseason. There are a lot of candidates for what, maybe 5 spots. It's going to be, and maybe 6, because maybe during the division series 1 fewer starter.
Whoa.
Or 2. Where do you got to get that bat in the lineup somehow, don't you?
He went blonde on us. Very good pitch. But I have a theory about all these guys coming back in September. The last 3 times the Nats have won the division, they've been cruising in September. Nothing to play for, no pennant race, and they just kind of ease into the playoffs. These guys coming back.
Defoe, 2 for 2. Turning into a hit machine.
Well, when these guys come back in September, Carp, you know, Jason Ward, Trey Turner, Bryce Harper, they're going to be playing to catch up with the rest of the group. So now they're playing with more of a purpose instead of just kind of cruising and floating into the playoffs. And it might make them play a more high-level September baseball than they have in the past going to the playoffs, and it might suit them well in the first round. We'll see. At least that's what I'm thinking.
Daniel Murphy hit the ball hard, first time right at C.J. Cron, the first baseman. Although this time he's holding Defoe. At the start of the at-bat, Wilmer eventually stole second base and scored on the Zimmerman homer. So Murph was in the box when Defoe was running first time for his 6th of the year.
I think you hang out for a minute, let him try to hit that hole.
And Nolasco's been pitching him inside. 0-1. He goes away, and that's where the foul ball goes. More numbers brought to you by Jeep. So 4 players in a ball club hitting 300 with 20 home runs or more. The Nats are doing it in 2017. First time since the 11 Red Sox. Way inside, ball 1.
That's no small feat. You look at Boston, Texas, and Colorado. All those guys played 81 games in real hitter-friendly parks, too.
And Nationals Park, considered around the league a very fair ballpark. As we mentioned, it will play big on a day, or rather small on a day like this, but April and May, parts of September, it gets real big again as the cooler temperatures prevail here in the mid-Atlantic area. 1-2 to Murphy. 10 pitch at bat, first time up. Because he doesn't take a huge lead, Defoe doesn't spend a whole lot of energy diving back to the bag. Outer edge, the target. Murphy can't get it out there, and he strikes out. Ricky Nolasco's second K of the day. Juan Graterol, his catcher, out for a visit with Ryan Zimmerman returning to the batter's box, from which he launched a 2-run homer last time.
And Washington, D.C. Lexus dealers donate $250 to the Children's National Health System for the first 200 home runs hit by the Nats this season. Lexus, experience amazing. And Ryan hit a fastball right down the middle first time up. See what he does here.
'82 on the slider, ball 1. By the way, the Marlins dropped a 4 spot first inning on the Giants today, but Giancarlo had a measly single. You almost expect him to hit a homer in the first inning every day. Ryan Zimmerman did it, and that is just off the plate. 2-0. Nats have hit a ton of first inning home runs this year. Bryce Harper leading the way in that department. Target still out there. They don't want a whole lot to do with any part of the plate that Zimmerman doesn't have to lunge for here. What a season he is building. 110 career, or rather 110 is his career high in RBIs. First full season of the big leagues back in '06. 2 on, 2 out. We'll look at that long ball again.
Well, don't forget, Adam Lind hit a bullet his first time up, so obviously pitching around Ryan because he had 29. 28 his first time up, because I can't read my writing. So now Adam Lind has a chance to make him pay for the unintentional intentional to put Wilmer Defoe in scoring position.
Dan, what's going on with Adam Lind from your standpoint down there?
Well, we saw him with the bleach blonde hair, Bob. I asked him about that yesterday. We had a day off on Monday, and Lind said, I don't know what else I'm supposed to do on a day off. Yep. I'm going to dye my hair blonde. A couple other of the Nats members of their training staff did as well, and Jose Lobaton did, but Lind said he didn't like it, so he tried to dye it back. So it's kind of a weird shade for Lobie right now.
Oh, that's good, because that's when it falls out. So, yeah, that's a different tone.
Nothing else to do on a day off.
Yep. Baseball players get bored easy.
So Adam Lind this year, the amazing pinch hitter, 13 for 34, 3 and 10 in the home run RBI departments. And now, as a starter, 41st game, hitting just under 300 with 6 and 27. This guy would be playing first base or DHing for a lot of ball clubs and hitting 4th or 5th.
He can hit. Flat out rake.
"15 of his 20 homers for the Mariners last year at Safeco Field, not known as a home run haven."
If the Nats get to the NLCS, will you dye your hair blonde?
Yeah, if we get to do the games, I'll go on camera blonde.
All right. I might try to make that happen. Because I got that kind of pop.
2 and 1.
You'd look good as a blonde. You should try it. You'd have more fun.
I don't see how I could be having any more fun than I'm having right now. It's just hard to fathom. Adam Lind trying to double the Nats' fun here. 2-2 pitch on a target away now. And he does a great job of going out and getting it to stay in there. When he hit those 20 homers for Seattle last year, only had 401 at bats. Year before that, 20 for the Brewers in 502. And then some good power years before that with the Blue Jays. Sitting on 195 career home runs. Off speed, out to right. Calhoun toward the line, and while cruising makes that grab. The Nats get a hit and a walk. They've stranded 3 to the middle innings. 2-0 Nationals. RAV4. We could use some right there. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. At 2:05 in the afternoon, bumper to bumper. 240 Nats, 010 Angels. Tanner Roark outstanding so far. For the achiever in you, PNC Bank. And when you have insight, you know how to handle your finances with confidence. Spencer Keyboom, 26-year-old catcher, been in the organization for a long time. 36 games at the AAA level. Battling and battling to get up the ladder. That's another first pitch ground ball to shortstop. Graterol last inning. This time Andrelton Simmons and Wilmer Defoe taking care of business. So Tanner Roark has 10 outs on 46 pitches.
Yeah, maybe the best command I've seen Tanner have all year. And mixing it up nice, keeping the ball down. Struck out Mike Trout in the first.
That was a great curveball down and away.
You know, being in the other league and be on the West Coast, I wish we got to see Mike Trout play more.
I am so for the balance schedule. Now, how do you figure interleague into that? That would have to be taken care of. But, you know, get to see this guy once every 3 years.
It's just highlights, really, for us.
Yeah.
You know, we're probably in bed by the time he's playing, or, you know, they're in the other league. So we haven't seen him for a few years now. And I forget how big he is.
Michael Taylor didn't have to move a whole lot as the 6'2", 235-pound Mike Trout flies out to center.
Nissan on the pitch cast, show you the curveball down, and that's where everything's been for Tanner today. On the corners of the plate, shaven corners, starting pitches off that look like balls end up strikes, and starting pitches off that look like strikes and end up balls. The art of pitching so far here today from Tanner Roark.
That'll bring in Cole Calhoun. Hit a rocket right at Daniel Murphy. Actually a little bit to Murphy's left, and he had to really scramble on the shift on the outfield grass to make the play and pop up throwing. So really two hard hit balls, that one in the second to lead off. And then 1 out later, the Valbuena double out to left center. One. That's a great pitch.
That's the pitch he used to live on. And we always talk about the Greg Maddux front hip sinker and how he was Maddux-like last year. He's had trouble repeating that pitch this year and being consistent with it. That is maybe one of his better ones this year, and it's a pitch that he had at his disposal anytime last year.
And if you think about his body of work this year, it's just been by the smallest of margins. He would just slightly pull it to his glove side and getting ball one, ball two with that. It had the swing back action. He just couldn't place it properly. So great to see him doing that now. 2-2 pitch. And then missing a way to fill things up. A little bit high, his second walk of the day. Now a tough power hitter in C.J. Cron.
All right, Monday, August 28th, come out to the ballpark and paint at the park with a special ticket. Enjoy a pregame paint party with art by the Glass and create one-of-a-kind work of art before the Nats take on the Marlins 7:05. To purchase your paint at the park ticket, visit nationals.com/special ticket. No chance with it.
Crona ground ball to Defoe first time. Starts off looking at the curve, and it's on the outside edge.
Send me straight to a psychologist and a psychiatrist if they saw my painting. Why all the dark colors?
1-1. So Tanner Roark about to throw his 60th pitch, right at 15 pitches per inning. 15, then 17, then 13, his first 3. That's 2 great hooks to this bat.
But he's pitching backwards. You know, in fastball counts, he's been throwing the off speed. So you got a guy that can leave the premises at any time. And does he feed him a 2-1 fastball as a tie and run? No, he throws him a nasty curve 2-1 and gets the strike. You can bounce one now if you want to.
And he challenged him. Not a lot of contact on that one. Easy for Michael A. Taylor and Tanner Roark. A double and 2 walks. Rendon, Taylor, and Lobatone. Anthony Rendon. 322 his last 35 games after a 3-hit night last evening. Rendon and Nolasco straight ahead. Minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com. See how much you could save. Well, evidently George with the boombox, some Elvis music. The anniversary of losing the king. So while they dance, George takes off. And today's Madonna's birthday. We're getting all kind of reports.
Madonna is 97 today. Happy birthday. Okay. Doesn't look a day over 80.
Well, I mean, you were talking about people where you only had to say their first name the other day.
Yeah.
Howie.
Yeah. Madonna.
Michael. Rendon, how does he keep that thing fair? It just takes a piece out of the wall at the 336 mark. Anthony Rendon in this series now. 4 out of 6. Actually, yeah, 4 out of 6 with a pop-up first time. I mean, just dialed in suddenly.
109 on the leadoff double for Anthony Rendon, 109 miles an hour. And he hit that for Madonna. It's her 59th birthday today. So I was way off.
Home run his last time up in the first game of the doubleheader Sunday. Hitless in the nightcap. Got a day off Monday, and Anthony Rendon has come back with a vengeance here. So down toward the bottom of the order, not necessarily just trying to move a runner here. Maybe Taylor looking to put the Nats up 3-0. He's ahead in the count, and now he's way ahead. Michael A has driven in 35 this year. And 2 for 9 since his return over the weekend from the disabled list with that oblique. Pretty good slider by Ricky Nolasco.
This is a situation when you get down to 7 and 8 and 9, you're up by 2. This isn't a move the runner situ for me. I mean, drive him in. There's certain times when you want to hit that 14 hopper to second to advance a guy, but you're already up 2. Think about driving him in, especially with 2 strikes. This is where you take care of yourself. When you have an offensive ball club like the Nats, they do the little things right. I feel like early in the ball game, the first 4 innings, drive the guy in from second. Don't give up your at bat and hit a 46 hopper to second. I mean, that's okay if it happens, but that shouldn't be your mindset. Later in the game, yeah, if it's close.
3-2, and that was close. Great take by Michael A. Taylor to draw the walk. First and second, nobody out. First pass for Taylor since he returned, and Ricky Nolasco's second of the game after walking Ryan Zimmerman in the third.
I also like the aggressive hit and run early in a game. You don't see the hit and run anymore, but you get into a 2-1 count and start the runner, drive the ball in the gap. Don't try to hit it on the ground. That's what the hit and run is. You learn your whole life. The runners go and get it on the ground. But early in the game, I like the aggressive hit and run where you start the runner and try to drive the ball in the gap if you're in a count.
Lobaton driving one. Ball tailing back to the left fielder, Ben Revere. That'll bring in Tanner Roark, who could be bunting here with 1 out. And the Angels pitching coach Charles Nagy to the mound. Or is that Mike Scioscia? Maybe talk a little strategy here. That's a skipper.
Well, he's telling him that Roark can handle the bat. And he's thinking about putting on a play. So we'll see if Simmons decides to vacate second, go all the way to third, and maybe Valbuena charges, or they just kind of play it straight. It's always hard when you have a guy that can pull back and get the ball on the ground to do one of those plays, the crash play or the wheel play, or one of the trick plays, if you will, with runners on first and second. I think you'll see the Angels play this straight up.
So Jerry Davis out to break up the in-game strategy session. Tanner Roark has 7 sacrifice bunts this year. In my opinion, the best bunter on the pitching staff.
Look at C.J. Cron. He's right on top of Tanner.
Yeah, right now, about 60 feet away and coming in.
So Cron's doing that whole Paul Goldschmidt thing where he's going to charge and throw it to third. That was a wheel play right there. Simmons went to third. Cron was charging. They were trying to get Anthony Rendon. A risky play with a good bunter and a good runner at second. Rendon's fast. It would have to be a bullet right to Cron. And I haven't seen CJ play enough to know if he's that good on defense to get the lead runner.
Yeah, always a challenging throw for the right-handed first baseman. Roark pulled the bat back that time.
Well, they faked the wheel play there. Simmons started to go to third. Valbuena started to charge, and they didn't do it. Tried to get him to hit into a double play. See him fake it.
Bob Henley bouncing Dusty's strategy around the infield.
I always thought the best bunt defense was the shortstop going fake daylight pick behind the runner, and when he gets the runner to go back, you throw the ball, and then you really got a chance at the lead runner at third.
Tanner Roark flexing his knees and watching that one all the way in. Ball 2. 2-0 Nats. Bottom 4, 2 aboard, 1 out. Going to pull the bat back again, then he doesn't swing it, and the fastball's in there. Third strikeout for Ricky Nolasco. Roark twice, and the inning depends on Howie Kendrick.
That was well played by the Angels there defensively. They had Tanner in between, pulling back and hitting, and running a wheel play on one pitch, then a fake wheel play on the second pitch. That was well done. Don't see a lot of teams play that much attention to detail on bunt defenses. Nice trip. Worked.
There's some kind of manager right there, Scioscia. 18th year Angels. Howie Kendrick thinking about the deeper part of the ballpark there. Ricky Nolasco, with 2 outs in the 4th inning, is over 80 pitches.
Yeah, that's what the Marlins used to say about him. Sometimes he's too fine. Just rung him up on strike 2. Did you see that? Jerry Davis just rung up Howie Kendrick on strike 2. Strike 2, Jerry. Mercedes going to show it to you. Watch Jerry Davis. Hee-haw, you're out of here. But it's strike 2.
"36 years in the big leagues. He gets a pass. Probably heat index of about 95 out there. His clicker took care of that.
Hey,
one. 3 and 2.
Players run off the field with 2 outs all the time, so an umpire can miss one every once in a while. Not a big deal. It's fun to watch, though. I have to admit.
Defending a fellow St. Louis in just a little bit there. Jerry Davis was an outstanding amateur baseball player in the Gateway City in his younger years, and he's had a fantastic career as an umpire.
Good dude, too.
Yes, he is. He's the guy who threw out Adrian Beltre when Adrian decided to move the on-deck circle around.
Oh, wait, I take it back.
3-2, and the runners will be on the move here. Howie Kendrick takes the walk, and they're loaded up for a hot hitter in Wilmer Defoe. 2 walks in the inning, 3 in the game.
All right, Mets coming to town. It's the last time they come into town. You won't want to miss this 4-game weekend series. So August 25th through the 27th. Check out the start times. It's all over the place. 7:05, 4:05, 1:35, and I believe that's the second game of the doubleheader. It's an ESPN game at 8:08 p.m. We'll be doing the first game, ESPN doing the second game.
Wilmer Difo 2 for 2. He has pulled a single and gone up the middle. Where do you pitch him? Where do you play him? Ricky Nolasco with the bases loaded, 2 outs off the full windup. Difo now hitting .283. And during his now 11-game hitting streak, he's 15 for 39.
Good block. One for 3 career with the bases loaded. There's the traffic.
Big pitch here.
He's trying to make it 6-0, wasn't he?
Yeah, got a curveball.
If you haven't seen Wilmer, he's a little guy with a lot of pop. Not afraid to let it rip. Couple of hits under your belt, why not? Now shorten up, 2 strikes.
16 RBIs for Wilmer. And another hook gets him. Nat Strand 3. They've left 6 in 4 innings. 4 long innings for Ricky Nolasco.
Decimated by injuries this season. All 3 of their opening day outfielders currently on the DL. Another one joined them today. Brian Goodwin lands on the disabled list with a left groin strain. Alejandro De Aza called up from AAA Syracuse to take his place on the roster. Signed to a minor league contract 2 months ago. Hit .280 at AAA Syracuse, the 9-year big league veteran did. And as mentioned earlier, De Aza is now the 13th outfielder the Nationals have had on their active roster this season. That is a lot. They are relying on depth, relying on new guys performing in some new roles. Guys, this is Howie Kendrick's first career start in right field due to the number of injuries the Nationals have had out there.
Yeah, last night he was in the leadoff spot as a Nat for the first time. Thanks, Dan. Over 2 million vehicles sold and counting. It's Arcoons.com. Sideline reporters Luis Valbuena, who jacked one about 385 to the left center field wall first time up. He's going to go high in the air to straightaway center this time. Taylor can't reach it. Luis Valbuena, 13th homer of the year. And now after the Nats have stranded all those runners, it's a 1-run game. He was 1 for 6 career against Tanner Roark coming into this one.
Yeah, he's a feast or famine guy, coming in hitting 187 with 12 homers, and there's number 13. So not concerned about the average, concerned about the taters, and he just hit one. Michael A. gave this a pretty good effort. Had still good extension.
And Luis Valbuena, 96th career homer, up there hacking. Caleb Cowart and a one-hopper to Daniel Murphy. 1 out, top of the 5th.
And Michael A. got back. I'm wondering how that felt.
Yeah.
Had that pulled oblique for a while, and then you see him do that. Hope he's okay.
I'm thinking back to last year. Wasn't that how Ben Revere hurt his in Atlanta? I think he was up against the wall stretching for a ball on opening day.
Might have been. Maybe a check swing and that. I think both, yeah.
Yeah, I think he checked, and then later the play in the outfield is what took him out of the game. Number 8 hitter is Juan Graterol, the catcher. Ground ball to Defoe first time. Tanner Roark continues to throw that good curveball today. Graterol, a waiver pickup from Toronto. Jesse Chavez is throwing because Ricky Nolasco's at 81 pitches. That ball had some strange action on it. Kind of slowed down, it seemed, on the way out to the second baseman Murphy. Are they going to hit for Nolasco? Not yet. Maybe if a base runner was on here, they would, but he will at least hit. 2 outs, bases empty, top of the 5th. Nolasco, good swing, good contact, right at Howie Kendrick. So the homer by Valbuena halfway through the ball game. 2-1 in the Nats. Murphy, Zimmerman, and Lynn. 3 big bats straight ahead.
an inner squad right there, didn't it? Game summaries, we go to the bottom of the 5th. 2-1, good ball game going on. Luis Valbuena, solo home run, got the Angels on the board. Ryan Zimmerman with number 28, and Wilmer Defoe keeps on hitting, 11-game hitting streak.
Bottom 5, the Nats need to restart the offense here. Murphy, ground ball to first, strikeout, second time up. Angels in a shift, not real dramatic on the shift, nobody in right field. But Nolasco does get him to pull it for the second time today. One of the few pitchers we've seen this year successful at pounding Murphy inside.
You know, when you see Daniel Murphy check swing like he did his first at bat, the first thing that comes into my mind as a player, based on all of the games they played this weekend, is he's tired. You usually don't see that with Murph. When he commits to a pitch and he gets off his A swing on the pitch he's looking for, he doesn't stop. 3 games in 24.5 hours.
And the way Saturday night played out, 3 results in the same day. Zimmerman, 2-run homer and a base on balls. Way inside on an off-speed pitch, 1-1. So Ryan now 4 career homers, 7 RBIs against Ricky Nolasco. So right at his average on this pitch. Zimmerman way out in front. Luis Valbuena right on target, 2 outs. Adam Lind is next. Today's game on Masson brought to you by FH Fur. Absolutely the best. Lind has pulled it twice, base hit to right in the first. Then they shift on him, similar to how they lined up against Murphy. Simmons just to the left of center. Lind will hit this one the opposite way, backing up Ben Revere, and a very quick bottom of the 5th for Ricky Nolasco on 6 pitches. 2-1 game. Unlimited baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. And as you peruse the names and the numbers and the team, second all-time Joey Votto to Ted Williams, who once reached base twice or more, 21 in a row. And Aaron Judge tied with Adam Dunn, the former Net, among others. And the Dodgers, with their unbelievable pace, to win 117 games, one more than the 01 Mariners and the 1906 Cubs. That's how good the Dodgers are going. A ridiculous 50 games over 500.
50-14 at home. Dave Roberts has drove home mad 14 times.
Tanner Roark keeps getting quick outs against these leadoff guys. This time it's Ben Revere's turn to bounce out. Started this inning, 72 pitches, 44 strikes. Simmons and Trout now the next two.
Is that still true? The last series the Dodgers lost was to the Nats in June?
It is. Still holds. They will be here in mid-September. We'll see if they lose any between now and then. Breaking ball. Anthony Rendon right there.
That'll be the most overhyped regular season series in history. Be fun though. Get a little sneak peek of what might be a playoff series.
Yeah,
Never know.
Most likely the LCS if it happens. Dodgers, even though it's in the division, would get the wild card.
I just feel like the regular season and the best record is nice and it's fun, and the Nats have been there before, but when you start the postseason and that other team scores first, and all of a sudden you're in a short 5-game series and you're looking at each other going, uh-oh, we're down 2-0 and we won 100 games this year, or however many you win. It doesn't matter. It's wipe the slate clean, and it's who can relax and play the best and maybe even be the luckiest to get out of that first round.
Yeah, this will be one of the most fascinating case studies ever because of what the Dodgers are doing.
I mean, you win that many games, Carp, you're hosting, and the other team comes in, whoever it is, and they scored 2 in the first, and now there's 50,000 people silent, and everybody gets tight. Trust me. So that's the beauty of the playoffs. The regular season, who cares? I mean, good for them. This is historic, and they're having fun, but it don't matter.
Trout, big swing, 2-2. Tanner Roark has struck him out and had him hit a fly ball to center. Mercedes-Benz pitch cast.
A lot of run here. Trying to tie it up.
He's hit 23, driven in 55. That is close, ball 3. Luis Valbuena is the extent of the swinging offense. 2 walks other than his double and home run. And Trout fouls that curveball off his foot.
Yeah, even though it's a 3-2 count, this is where Mike Trout's so dangerous. Number one, because he can shoot you and tie the game. But number two, if you pitch around him, he can steal a base. So this is a 1-run ball game. A, you don't want him to beat you deep, but B, you can't just put him on because he'll be in scoring position in a second, or at least that's his intent, because he's got that kind of speed. So, you know, a tough place here for the Nats and Tanner Roark on a 3-2 pitch.
Bouncer by the mound with some pace on it. Murphy across his body, did as well as he could, but Trout just too fast. Second hit of the series, both singles in 6 at bats.
Yeah, because of the shift, Wilmer Defoe's way in the hole, so he can't cut in front of Murphy. He has to go behind him, and once Daniel fields that, no chance with the speed of Mike Trout. Smelling the knock all the way. Tanner Roark real good at holding runners and giving his catcher a chance, so we'll see. Let the games begin.
Trout 13 out of 15 in terms of his steals. Cole Calhoun has hit the ball hard to Murphy on the shift and walked. Angels have the most steals of any team in the major leagues, 104. Their first 3 guys in the lineup today, Revere, Simmons, and Trout, 47 steals combined. Cameron Maybin has 25, not in there today. with the runner holding. Change up, ball one.
Yeah, real quick to the plate. See, this is when I think a stolen base is stolen base. 6th inning, you run out of outs, 1-run game. Everybody thinks you're going to go. Can you still steal it? Not a huge lead. I'd say about 11 feet.
.156 career steals. Two and 0. Lobaton pretty quick down there.
That was close. You know, Ryan Zimmerman's got to go blind tag right there and kind of feel for the runner because his back's to Mike Trout. But this was a lot closer than I thought it was going to be. Watch this. Little snap throw around Cole Calhoun and Trout just back.
And that ball is crushed. Angels take the lead into the second deck. Cole Calhoun's 14th of the year. 3-2.
Yeah, 14th home run of the season for Calhoun. This was no doubter. And maybe the Mike Trout effect on first base, kind of trying to keep him close in a 1-run game, had effect on this pitch. But he was looking fastball. He was looking middle in. He turned the fan on.
Yeah, some of the Nats infielders just look straight down like Ryan Zimmerman did.
4-0-4.
Look out here, C.J. Cron, and he gets a curveball for strike one. Angels don't hit a ton of home runs. They'll be hitting more now that Trout's healthy. That's their 130th. Only the Red Sox fewer. That ball hits the mound. Maybe Roark redirected. Murphy has it. And the inning is over. Trout a 2-out infield single. Cole Calhoun a long home run. 3-2 Angels. And the Angels on top after 5.5, 3-2. Nats Road ahead, driven by your local Chevy dealers. Visit ChevyFirst.com. So Ford San Diego Edwin Jackson, Jolice Chacin tomorrow night. Max goes against Luis Perdomo on Friday. It could be Steven Strasburg and Travis Wood Saturday. Gio and Dinelson Lemay on Sunday. Day off, and then 3 in Houston.
San Diego.
Rendon 1 for 2 with a double.
Maybe the most underrated ballpark of the big leagues, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I haven't heard from anybody who's actually been there that didn't rate it right at the top of all the parks in big league ball.
But when people talk about ballparks, you never hear somebody say Petco. I don't, at least, and it's in my top 5 for sure. Location, what they've done around the ballpark. Location, weather, and location.
2-1. A very varied menu around the ballpark. And kind of like this neighborhood here, if you build it, cranes will come. Amazing construction around Nationals Park, and San Diego's gone through the same thing. 2-2.
This is a strike. What do you think? Close.
Yeah, Ricky Nolasco still around, and now the winning pitcher of record, unless the Nats do something here in the 6th. He could have been out of the game after 4 innings. If Coward or Gratterall get aboard after the Valbuena homer in the 5th, they were going to pinch hit for him. With the bases empty, 2 outs, Mike Scioscia had him hit. He has stayed in. Jesse Chavez up for the 2nd time today, as the pitch count is about to be 100. PNC for the achiever in you with some inside numbers. Best walk to strike out ratio. Rendon starting today, 63 walks, 62 strikeouts. A rare breed, these kind of hitters in this age.
So good at spoiling borderline pitches with 2 strikes and buying himself another chance for a mistake.
.119 pitches 4 starts ago at Cleveland in 6 2/3. A 10-4 loss. But battling well today. Had Rendon reaching for a 3-2 after the foul ball. 1 out, bottom 6. The Nats have 2 hits since the first inning, when 3 of the first 5 men hit safely and they scored 2 runs. Michael A. Taylor 0 for 1 with a walk.
Tanner with a couple of home runs today off him, but I mean, his stuff, his command, his tempo, everything, I think the best all year. He had the run back fastball going. He was down the zone with everything, excuse me, and then he made the mistakes with the fastballs out over, but that's the best he's pitched, I think, all season.
Ready to hit if anybody gets aboard here.
He's not done.
Michael A. Taylor seeing a steady diet of breaking stuff here. Leave 1 out over, though. This kid can hit it a mile. Two and two. that hit the ground and came up and got him. Looks like on the right side of his face. And Paul Lessard out of the dugout. First base coach Davey Lopes close by.
Might have scared him more than anything. Tell you what, you have a ball hit off the plate, hit you in the eye. It's scary at first. I think he's all right. And the glasses might have actually saved him. Well, he's smiling. That's a good sign. He's got his glasses on. He's ready to hit, looks like. Got to clean him off now, though. See if the glasses helped. Maybe.
Yeah.
They might have protected him right there. They cannot afford to lose this guy again.
Yeah, the Nats are so done with injuries. Air quotes. Just trying to get this team back to full strength. 2-2 to Michael A. Swing and a miss on another slider by Ricky Nolasco. 5th strikeout of the day, and now he's 1 out away from surviving 6 innings. So he gives up the single to Defoe, the stolen base ahead of the Zimmerman homer in the 1st. Lind had a base hit, and then since then only 2 hits. Wilmer Defoe, a 1-out single in the 3rd, and a leadoff double, Anthony Rendon, in the 4th, and he never made it beyond 3rd base. Tanner on deck, 88 pitches for him through 6. Oliver Perez just did get up in the bullpen, and that indicates to us that if somebody gets on, Dusty might pull the trigger here, down by a run on a pinch hitter. And it could be a Nats debut for Alejandro De Aza. Either him or Andrew Stevenson. Three-two Angels, 2 out, bottom 6. Last time up, Jose Lobaton drove one the other way, caught by Ben Revere.
Looks okay. Until Anthony Rendon hit right off the plate and hit me in the eye. And Rendon thinks it's hilarious. That's what happens when you're 14.5 games up. Everything's funny. Sometimes you get cut where the ball pinches the glass against your face. Leave a little laceration.
Something going on here now with Ricky Nolasco. Adam Navala, Angels trainer, coming out. .112 pitches. 2-2 count on Lobaton. And they're going to bring in Jesse Chavez. Say one thing about Ricky Nolasco, he gave up a home run early, which he does a lot. But a couple of hours later, he's just now leaving the game when we thought he might be done quite a while ago. So it's time for our Jiffy Lube pitching change. Choose a winning team for your vehicle. Jiffy Lube for value and convenience. Jiffy Lube DC.com. We'll bring you up to date on Jesse Chavez in a moment. The Washington Nationals, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Hot day on the banks of the Anacostia here in DC Southeast. 3-2 Angels, pitching change. And Jesse Chavez, who's made 21 starts this year, 25 appearances overall, takes over in a 2-2 count to Lobaton.
Yeah, Nats faced him in Anaheim when they were out there. So fastball 35% of the time at 92. Slider cut fastball at 27% at 90.
Yeah, he started game one of that series, and Edwin Jackson outdueled him. He gave the Nats, well, some problems. 2 runs, 6 hits, and 6+ innings. Nationals scored late to win that 4-3 game. And Lobaton fouls it back.
Yeah, 5 pitches: fastball, slider, cutter, curveball, change for Chavez.
Jose taking some hacks and hanging in. Blows the fastball by him at 93, and the Nats go in order in the bottom of the 6th. Tanner Roark was on deck. 3-2.
And he show you Mike Trout on a 3-2 pitch. How fast is Mr. Trout? Well, he was going 30 feet per second. That's where the D. Gordons and the elite guys like Trey Turner go. So that's how fast Mike Trout is, and that's how far this ball went. Off the bat of Cole Calhoun, is 14th of the year, 105.5, 404 feet. Put the Angels ahead for the time being. StatCat is brought to you from Fios by Verizon. Fios is not cable. We're wired differently. Go to getfios.com today.
Good crowd, hot day, close ball game, and we go top 7. Tanner Roark trying to do something to deal with Luis Valbuena. They played him a shift all day, but he's doubled to left center and homered to straightaway center.
Yeah, I'm seeing right now online that a cheetah runs 103 feet per second. So not quite cheetah speed, but super fast on a baseball field.
So none of us have any escapability in that situation.
Nope. Zigzagging ain't gonna help you.
Oh my gosh.
Even climbing a tree ain't gonna help you. You're pretty much dead.
Oh, 2. What does Tanner have to put him away? We'll move him back off the plate with 91 up and in. Finally gets Valbuena.
Telling you, best stuff he's had all year. I mean, 2 mistakes, 2 home runs, but the curveball has been bueno from the get-go. The fastball command has been the best we've seen. The changeup's been nice too. Washington area Toyota dealers help children and their families by making a $37 donation to the Children's Inn at NIH for every strikeout by a Nats pitcher this season.
Tanner Roark trying to go 7 for the 6th time this year. Last time he did it was July 22nd in a 4-3 win at Arizona. That's his first strikeout since Mike Trout in the first inning. 3 on the day. A lot of ground ball outs in the middle part of the game. $11 ground ball outs on the afternoon. Busted bat should be number 12. Defoe, 2 down. Next up, the catcher today, Juan Gratterall. His at bat will decide whether or not Jesse Chavez stays in the game, it appears. Their other catcher, Martin Maldonado, has stepped out on deck. And now Chad Pennington, or pardon me, Cliff Pennington. This guy's got a better bat. The other guy has a better arm. Taylor. Oh my, Michael A. Taylor to the gap to save a double or a triple.
That ball was hooking away from him. Usually in center field it doesn't hook, it doesn't tail, but this ball had hooked to it. So from where we're sitting, he outran the hook on the baseball and then fully extended, sells out, and makes one of the best catches you're going to see all year. My goodness, Michael A. Taylor, what a play.
Here, the Nationals need some offense, and the newest member of the ball club will pinch hit here, Alejandro De Aza. 33 years of age, a .261 career hitter. He was invited to spring training with the A's, ended up with the Nats, who signed him middle of June as a minor league free agent. Hit .280, as Dan told you earlier, with 19 RBIs, 11 doubles at Syracuse.
I'm going to show you that catch again. Check it out. Usually the ball doesn't hook to a center fielder, because Gratterall was fooled. He got out and got around it, and that ball is actually hooking toward left field, so he had to outrun the ball and the hook on it to make a spectacular catch. And maybe, as we've seen before with this ball club, a defensive play kind of sparks them offensively and changes the momentum. We'll see.
Jesse Chavez still in the game after striking out Jose Lobaton. And we've seen Alejandro De Aza with other ball clubs like the Marlins, the White Sox, Orioles for a while. He was with Baltimore, Boston, and the Giants 2 years ago, and then hit .205 in 130 games last year for the Mets. Sammy Solis for the 8th. On a pitch down and in, he strikes out. Ball on the ground and handled there by Gratterall, and C.J. Cron had to find the bag. 2 Ks now for Chavez. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live, plus get a free subscription to a Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball, when you go MLB.tv every night, every device. Blackout other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Howie Kendrick, 2 for 17 career. Bat to the backstop on his swing. Nationals have been unable to put any hits together since the first inning. Howie 0 for 2 with a walk.
You know, old teammate of mine who passed Justin Miller used to pitch for the Blue Jays, and he had tattoos all over his arms, and they made him actually wear a sleeve when he pitched. I'm looking at Jesse right now, and he's got kind of the same thing going. They said it was distracting to the hitter. So they used to make him wear sleeves all the way down to his wrist. Maybe he had more colorful artwork on his arm than Jesse does, but I mean, I wonder if anybody's ever complained.
And Howie Kendrick all locked up on a ball sliding way outside. 3 batters, 3 swinging strikeouts. They did everything right but throw the ball around the horn. It went into left field. Now Wilmer Defoe trying to get it to Daniel Murphy here in the 7th.
Well, I mean, if you play for the Cubs and Joe Madden has 4 outfielders, maybe that's how you throw it around. Just strike 3 and launch it to the left fielder, then the outfielders throw it around. Did you see that the other day? He put 4 outfielders on defense. And Daniel Murphy always says the reason he tries to hit it in the air is because there's 3 outfielders and 4 infielders, so why would you want to hit it to the infield?
Yeah. The 3 are a lot further away than the 4.
It's not the case anymore.
A thinking man on deck, who's a heck of a hitter. Wilmer Difo went 0 for 3 against Jesse Chavez in that game Tuesday, July 18th. He was batting behind Goodwin and ahead of Harper that evening.
Trying to tie it up.
Contact needed now. Out to the second baseman, Caleb Cowart. And that's it for the Nats, who have not had a hit since the 4th inning. To the 8th we go in a 3-2 game. Innings for the 6th time this year. 3-4-0 Angels, 2-5-0 Nats, and despite giving up a couple of home runs, as well as we've seen him throw the ball all year long.
Yeah, with his command and mixing his pitches up and the sharp curveball, the run back fastball, changeup was great. So hoping the Nats get a few runs. And when you look who's due up for the Nats in the 8th, Murphy, Zimmerman, Lind, you wonder about a high leverage situation for Mike Scioscia, because it looks like if you keep it 3-2 right now that the save's going to be in the 8th inning.
They often talked about bullpen assignment when you're behind in the game, and that's what Sammy Sosa has going here. Sammy Solis. This guy's got better stuff.
Well, that'd be news if he was pitching.
Day game after night game for the booth as well.
Yeah, you did 3 games in 24.5 hours too.
Yeah, there look like there's some power issues around the ballpark. The video board's gone dark. Sammy Solis, strike 1. Cameron Maybin pinch hitting for Jesse Chavez. Nobody will be upset about that. And Maybin with a fly ball out to center. Big swing, but Taylor coming in for it. That's how the top of the 8th gets underway.
So 3 pitches for Sammy. Fastball, curveball change, cork bat. Fastball 94.
I'm sorry?
He's been pitching much better. I said cork bat. You called him Sammy Sosa.
Oh, okay. That's all you remember about Sammy Sosa? Come on. Ben Revere 0 for 3 today. Fly ball, double play, and another grounder. And both of those grounders were back at Tanner Roark, who's going to either be a tough luck loser today or a tough luck no decision guy. That's Kenyon Middleton. The Angels have 8 relievers and not 1 left-hander. Ben Revere facing Sammy Solis for the first time. A skid to a hop. The gun in the pick. Solis and Zimmerman with Difo in between, teaming up on an outstanding play to the shortstop's right.
I mean, he showed some big-time range at short. I mean, you could say whatever you want about his game, but this guy can go to his right, he can go to his left, and he's got the arm to do it. Kind of an in-between hop on the second hop. Stand up and let it eat. Nice pick by Ryan on the other side. But you got a guy that can run, so there's not a lot of time to think about it. Nice play, nice pick, well done.
Now Sammy wants to get Simmons to keep Trout from batting this inning, and if this is caught by Defoe, he does just that in a very quick 1, 2, 3 on 6 pitches in the top of the 8th. American Standard Heating and Air. Go to MidAtlanticComfort.com for special offers and to find a dealer near you.
Give me some of that yard bird. Bring it up here. A little bit hungry.
Some barbecue at 3:25 in the afternoon, right on time. Kenton Middleton. Pardon me, Kenton Middleton. I had it right the first time.
A 2-pitch guy, fastball 97, slider 88. And it looks like the eclipse of the scoreboard's over. It's back on.
So a couple of Nats have faced this right-hander before. Murphy, Zimmerman, Lind due up. Only Adam Lind of these three have.
Well, this is the inning you're going to do it, you'd think. And this is the high leverage situation for Mike Scioscia's ball club right here. Murphy, Zimmerman, and Lind.
Dana Murphy 0 for 3 today against Ricky Nolasco, and that's low and in. Well hit, but right in the area of the left fielder. 1 out.
And normally this would be Harper, Zimmerman, and Murphy.
Yeah. Nats are down to their final 5 outs here. As led by Ricky Nolasco, the Angels pitching staff has really shut the door over the last 6 innings or so. Nationals off to a very quick offensive start today. Zimmerman 1 for 2 with that 2-run first inning homer, a walk after that. Last base hit, Anthony Rendon leadoff double, 4th inning. Slaps a base hit to left. 2-for-3 day for Ryan Zimmerman.
Like a slider just hanging out over the plate. I think Middleton lucky that that ball stayed in the yard.
Adam Lind is 1-for-1 career against him with a solo home run. Pretty easy 95 right there.
This is where Ryan Zimmerman's so good at reading balls in the dirt, trying to advance extra 90 feet, even though he's not a guy that's going to steal a base very often. He's one of the better base runners on the ball club.
And the 0-2, that ball is off of Crone. It's into right field, heading for third. Zimmerman, and they got him.
Well, it's a good gamble. It had to be a perfect throw, and it was. And I think if he would have trusted it initially, he makes it easier. Or he makes it, I should say, correctly. But he was looking at the play over his shoulder, and there was just a little hesitation around second base, and that might have been the difference. Right here, it's tough, right? The play's behind you, and it has all that English on it, and there was just a second of hesitation right there. And that was the difference between safe and out at third. I think you got to do that every single time. It took a perfect throw, a perfect tag, and they got him.
Caleb Coward pouncing on that ball and throwing him out 4-5.
And they just get him before his hand hits. That's a tough play for a runner when the play's behind you. You pick up your third base coach, and Bob Henley wanted him at third too.
So C.J. Crone got an error allowing the batter to get to first base. His second baseman bailed out the Angels, and now it's Rendon with the tying run at first base instead of third. And Andrew Stevenson with his speed, the pinch runner here in a late game situation. Anthony Rendon, first career at bat against Keenan Middleton. And this one hanging in the air out to left for Ben Revere. That's had a couple of hard hit balls in the inning. They'll have to do it in the ninth. 3-2 Angels. Scherzer pitching in San Diego shortly. And after that, Saturday, September 9th, a live draft party, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Hill Country Barbecue. It's the second annual Scherzer Showdown, DC's premier fantasy football event. All proceeds to the Nationals Youth Baseball Academy. Visit ScherzerShowdown.com and get registered. Sammy Solis in front of a new defensive alignment. So that's Andrew Stevenson in right, moves Howie Kendrick over to left. Six pitches, 4 strikes to get that 1-2-3 8th inning, and Dusty feeling well enough about how Sammy Solis has thrown the ball that he stays in to face Mike Trout. Throws it by him. 95.
Huh.
So the Babe stole 10 or more.
I didn't know the Babe had the green light.
Usually his only visits to first base were on his way to the other 3 check-in stations, second, third, and home.
123 career stolen bases for the Bambino.
It's pretty impressive. Trout, big swing. Down on strikes for the second time today, and Sammy Solis is dealing.
Yeah, velocity's back. 96 on that fastball. So just a challenge heater. Here it is, hit it up in the zone, and Trout can't catch up. And here comes Mike Maddox to the mound. Not sure what this one's about.
Yeah, lefty-lefty with Calhoun. Right-hander C.J. Cron after him, and Joe Blanton just now up playing catch. And that'll be his first pitch from the rubber. Calhoun turning away from that heater. Cam Bedrosian has been the Angels' closer lately, and he's getting ready. 5 saves to his credit. We saw Bud Norris for a late inning guy early in the game last night.
The mechanics look more under control and smooth, not falling all over the place, kind of staying over the rubber longer, getting that release point out front. It's an effortless 95, 96.
Two. Yeah, almost looked like a swing on a ball about 2 feet outside where it ended up. So Oliver Perez for Valbuena if it gets that far. And the way Sammy's throwing, it might not. 5 in a row in the last 2 on swinging strikes.
Yeah, both 96.
So for more in the bullpen, here's Dan.
Nats fans out there might be wondering why they haven't seen Ryan Madson the last couple days, especially yesterday when the Nats held a lead in the late innings. The Nationals thought that Madson was dealing with a blister. Turns out it's not a blister, but it is a different type of issue with a finger on his throwing hand. So he was not available yesterday, probably not available again today. We'll monitor Ryan Madson over the next couple days, see if a disabled list stint is necessary. Obviously, the Nationals hope that isn't the case. Madson's been so good.
Thank you, Dan. Looks like Sammy done after 5 hitters. And you would have to say 5 of the best at-bats for a pitcher against hitters that you could have. Boy, if this is what he's all about, that left side of the bullpen's really something.
A moment of the action. Follow along for Nats photos, videos, giveaways, and the latest Masson All Access segments. That's Masson Nationals on Instagram.
Very impressive outing by Sammy Solis. 17 pitches, 10 strikes, 5 in a row. A couple of strikeouts on the tail end of it, and Joe Blanton in his 37th appearance. 42 hits in 32 innings, though better lately. We'll try to get the final out here in the top of the 9th. C.J. Cron 0 for 1 career against him.
Yeah, fastball 40% of the time for Joe this year, 90 on average. Slider, curveball change to complement it. Slider 86, 35% of the time.
Ground ball, fly ball, grounder. 0 for 3 C.J. Cron today. And Blanton keeping the ball down with the slider.
Yeah, he's been nails of late, and that slider has been short and quick, and looks like it's tough to pick up.
Swing and a miss, keeping it away from the right-hander. So Blanton strikes out Cron. Nats bullpen strikes out the side. It'll be Taylor, then scheduled Lobatone and the pitcher's spot.
Got to show you that play one more time, don't we? Remember, he fouled the ball off the plate. It hit him in the eye. So this is a one-eyed web gem. And I'm going to stick with that. Going into the gap, the ball hooking away and just selling out to the backhand, fully extended. Taking away a hit and extra bases probably from Gratterall.
That was the last pitch Tanner Roark threw to end the 7th inning. So Cam Bedrosian, son of the former big league closer Steve Bedrosian, who won the Cy Young with the Phillies, by the way, pitched in the big leagues for 14 years. As mentioned, their closer right now. He has 5 saves, and it's the bottom of the order for the Nationals.
Yeah, fastball 94, slider 85, 2 pitches.
Taylor faces him for the first time. Looks like they want to pitch him away. That was upstairs. Sizable gap in left center. Valbuena in close at third.
Not a bad idea. Dusty probably hoping Michael A. runs into one here in a 1-0 count.
And 2 of them upstairs.
So as a hitter right here, you're looking for 1 pitch in 1 spot. It's not an automatic take, even though the first 2 missed badly. You're hoping he just lays one right in there for you. Matt Wieters getting loose.
All in on a 2-0, but the 93 was upstairs.
Same way. I mean, you can't take here when you got popped like Michael A. Taylor. I mean, if you're a little guy that can't hit it out of the yard, this is an automatic take based on he hasn't thrown a strike yet. But when you could tie the game with 1 swing, you're keyholing him right here. You're looking for, you know, a bell tie fastball with a lot of plate, and you're trying to hit it far. Pretty good hack. Everything up so far.
Bedrosian, 2 home runs in 27 innings. Nice crowd today for a 1 o'clock game on a Wednesday. 30,307. For a while today, we couldn't see a lot of them. They were up underneath in the shade. I've seen a tightly well-played ball game here. And a 3-2 to Taylor again. Takes it upstairs, and the tying run is aboard.
I mean, not one of those was a strike. So if you're Dusty Baker right here, do you take out of a bunt stance? Do you think about giving them an out right here when Bedrosian hasn't been near with the fastball? Or do you play it straight because you're 14.5 games up and you let him swing? We'll see what Dusty Baker decides. A lot of options here.
Lobaton will see Bedrosian for the first time. Matt Wieters does step out on deck.
And do you steal second if you're Michael A. Taylor? We'll see. Lots of things could happen right now.
Got a good lead.
Yeah, I can't give this guy an out because he hasn't been near. Maybe you take a strike out of a bunt stance.
Potomac Nationals on Friday, Flashback Friday. And they will auction off on-field jerseys. Head to PotomacNationals.com to find out more. Yeah, everything up from Cam Bedrosian so far.
There's a difference in 6 or 7 straight balls that just miss and 6 or 7 straight balls that aren't close. And that's what you have to think about. If you're Jose Lobaton right now and you're Dusty Baker, do you want to give them an out here when he's struggling to even get the ball in the strike zone?
That's a good bunt. That'll be 3-4. First baseman to the second baseman, Crone to Cowart, and Michael A. Taylor with all that speed at second base, 1 out.
So got him back in the strike zone with the slider. Fastball wasn't working. They decided to go with the slider. And a good bunt by Lobaton. And if Matt Wieters has been anything this year, it's been clutch. Got some big hits for this ball club.
He's been a walk-off guy for the Nats. 1 for 3 career against Bedrosian. Howie Kendrick, a late inning guy on deck.
Wieters more of a low ball hitter from the left side.
Slow roller right side on the 2-0 pitch. And the tying runs at third with 1 out remaining.
Well, if this is the right man in the right spot, I don't know what is.
Howie Kendrick 0 for 1 career with an RBI though against Cam Bedrosian. Nats Extra postgame show when this one's over, presented by WB Mason.
Everybody on their feet at Nats Park. Here we go.
Howie 0 for 3 with a walk today.
Watch out for that slider in the dirt here if you're Michael A. Taylor at third.
Retterall looking for the ball. It was right at his feet. Angels asking for an appeal to Rob Drake at first.
They couldn't get his attention. They screamed like 3 times, "Hey, Rob," and he finally looked up and he said, "No, he didn't go."
11 RBIs in 14 games as a National.
See, this is where I think as a runner on third, you don't have anything to do, right? Why not fake break down the line and try to balk the winning run home and get his attention? I mean, there's nothing else to do, right? Just take off and maybe balks and you got a tie ball game.
1-2 now.
You do it early enough so as you don't distract the hitter, and you never know.
Ball gets away, but it goes straight up the line towards Michael H.
Well, I mean, nice block. Keep the lead. And this is what we're talking about, looking for that Bedrosian slider in the dirt. Gratterall does a nice job, but if you're Howie Kendrick now, what are you thinking? He's not going to throw that pitch again. So you've narrowed a 2-pitch pitcher down to 1 pitch, basically. You're not thinking he's going to throw that slider because he doesn't have confidence in it. Almost threw it to the screen, so you're all in on a heater here. He might throw it again, but that's not how you're thinking if you're hitting.
Two pitch. Takes it low.
Same way. Totally trusting his catcher to block right now.
Wilmer Defoe waiting. Up the middle. To his right, Coward. Game over. The Nationals out-hit the Angels 6-4, but 2 of their 4 hits home runs. They gain a split in the series. So the Nats and the Angels split the 4 they play in both ballparks this year. Bedrosian, a lot of anxious moments falling behind hitters. Save number 6 for him, and it's on to San Diego for the Nats. For Epi and Dan, Bob Carpenter, 3-2 Angels, and a split in the 2-game series. Tomorrow night, it'll be Edwin Jackson in San Diego. First of a 4-game set. We'll get you going at 9:30. This has been a presentation of Masson, Johnny and Ray after the break. And from the booth, so long for just a while.